Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the first video of the year. Happy New Year's 2022 here, and we have big plans. So I'll be releasing a video every single week, and this week I want to show you guys a detail, kind of the process of how it all goes. So without further ado, let's get it. So honestly, there's no one way or correct way to do a detail. Every single car is completely different and requires a different set of tools and a different process. On this one, because of the massive amounts of dog hair, I decided to use air to blow it all free before I even touched it with a vacuum. Now, to some people it might sound like a lot of extra work, but trust me, you'll see later, it saves a lot of time. I also find a drill brush helps. Now, once you finish that, of course, you're gonna have hair all over the vehicle. So I'll bust out the vacuum, get it plugged in, get it turned on, and start the vacuuming process. Now this part is satisfying. With all the pet hair removed, this car looks 100 times better. Honestly, for my own vehicle, I'd be satisfied at that, but we're gonna dive a little deeper and get this thing really nice. Starting with the seats, I'm gonna be using a non-abrasive scrub pad because these are not too bad, but they did need some good scrubbing. And as far as the cleaner goes, I use my own little concoction that I make at home. I use it for the leather, the plastics, pretty much all the hard surfaces. It is super gentle and does a fantastic job without. Now the seats are clean, but I for one hate these tiny little perforations. I mean, I understand why they're there, but from a detailer's perspective, they are so difficult to clean. Not difficult at all, but time consuming, I'd say. I use a pick to get in between all the little perforations so that, you don't have all that crud sitting in there. It just makes it look nasty on a nice clean seat. So all these little things, I try to use the compressed air to blow them out, but for these ones that stay behind, I just have a little dental pick and I'll get those pretty quick. Yes, now on to my favorite part. This is where I make it look good. So I have a little boar's hair detail brush, not very expensive, not super cheap, but I'll go around and I'll spray some cleaner onto it, agitate all the surfaces, and then all the cracks that I can't dry up with the towel, I just use compressed air. Now this part is so important, using that scrub pad that I used on the leather. Getting that steering wheel clean can often be a pain in the butt, but it is so necessary for the overall feel. You know, the driver and the owner of this car spends most of their time in that front seat, so typically this is where you should spend the majority of your time cleaning. Now, I want to say to all you germaphobes watching this, you probably noticed that I'm not wearing gloves. There's a couple reasons for that. One, the cleaner I use does contain a disinfectant. The second reason is that I know the owner of this car pretty well. I know he doesn't have any crazy mystery germs that I need to watch out for. So today I didn't. Anyway, you'll see here the dash is looking clean. So we are really taking advantage of the 50-degree weather we've got going on. Everything's taking a little bit longer to dry, which means we can spray it directly onto the panel and not worry about flashing and damaging the plastics. Now I'm sure you noticed the wrist brace on my right arm. I didn't know at the time of this video, I was just having a lot of wrist pain, so I got it checked out. And it turns out I have carpal tunnel in that arm, so whatever I can do to simplify the process, save my wrists a little bit, I'm going to take care of it. But of course, I always use my microfiber towels and a compressed air for drying. It's just so easy. You've been working so hard, don't be afraid to admire the progress. It is coming along and looking amazing. Now, we have a lot of details to get to, right? We are detailers, so of course I'm going to take care of any cracks and crevices that I can get to give it that nice polished look. Now you're going to see me do the carpets a little bit different than what you're probably used to. Due to the really cold weather, I am working outside, and if I were to go to extract this with an extractor and soak the carpets, it would not have time to dry. So what I'm going to do is use a leave-in carpet shampoo, meaning it doesn't really need to be extracted out because it is pH neutral. I'm going to spray it with the compressed air to agitate it and mop it up with a microfiber towel. Now in person, this looks so good. You get really great results, although it only works on carpets that are not terrible. So there's a quick before and after on the door panel. So now it's time to recondition those leather seats that I cleaned at the beginning. I'm using a leather conditioner, and you can see these seats are pretty thirsty. If you do a good job at cleaning them the first time, you're removing those oils that are left in the seats, but you have to replace those, otherwise they'll dry out and crack. So I use a leather conditioner by Chemical Guys, and it does a pretty good job, as you can see. And you'll notice it's not quite that shiny and glossy when it dries. It kind of dries to more of a matte finish, which I personally like a lot better for seats. I love this process. This stuff has such an amazing smell. When you get in, it just smells like a brand new car. So now that we've cleaned the entire interior, we no doubt got a lot of debris back on the fabrics, the carpets that we already cleaned, sorry. And so we're gonna do our final carpet cleaning, just a quick vacuum to get all that loose debris and tidy it up a little bit before we protect all the plastic parts. In super unnecessary but cool slow-mo shots, I'm going to be removing the nozzle I use for the air and replacing it with a spray gun. Inside the spray gun, I have a water-based interior dressing, and so that is what I'm going to use to protect all the parts, like the door panels, the vents, the dash, all the plastic in the whole vehicle. It lays it on so fine and even that I don't have to go back over a lot of the parts, and because it is water-based, I don't have to worry about it damaging anything or getting on the glass or anything like that, because I will be wiping it off when I'm finished with this. This is where you'll see the film on the glass that it leaves. Now, it's not really dangerous for your vehicle, but of course, you have to clean all the glass after. So you never want to clean the glass before you do the protection process, or you're going to be going back over your work. Now, this is by far my favorite part. It is just so satisfying. And of course, I'll also wipe down all the plastics too, just so it doesn't leave any residue on the glass and everything. So wipe it down, looks brand new, and of course it's all UV protected as well. So thanks for watching, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed it. I had such a blast on this one. I think it turned out incredible from where we started to where we ended. Night and day difference, and of course the customer is extremely happy. So yeah, make sure you follow for more.